Okay, looks like I'm back. Something happened there. Something in the universe appears to have stalled my, I don't know, stalled my computer. So I'm not sure where I cut off with you guys. I really had an epic rant on learning how to trade in this market environment. Boy, might have been the best 30 seconds of my life, and you guys all missed it. I apologize. So anyway, I had to restart my YouTube, and so I don't see any of the questions that anybody may have submitted. So if there any new questions came in the last, I don't know, minute, please let me know, and I will address them. Sorry about that little hiccup. Thanks, Steve, for letting me know back channel. It didn't seem like I had lost internet, but apparently our YouTube connection went down. But we're back. We're all here. It's all good. So this Q&A is highly dependent on the questions coming in from you, the viewing audience. All right, can you guys hear me? So weird. I don't know what's going on. Well, folks, I see some people streaming back in. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Not really sure what's going on. We seem to be losing our YouTube feed for some reason. My internet is totally stable, and so it might be an issue with YouTube today. I don't know, but we're back, and I see people starting to file back into the room. So welcome back. Sorry about any difficulties. Anyway, I keep getting cut off, so I don't know where I get cut off, but I'll repeat myself. This is the open Q&A, so any questions you have about the software, throw them into the YouTube channel, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Hopefully we won't see any more outages. So weird. Apologize, everybody. So I already did this morning, but I'll just kind of walk this through a really cool feature for those of you using Brokerage Plus who have open positions in the market. You've probably noticed in your charts, you have your closing orders displayed live on charts. Actually, let me change to a different layout. Let's open up this layout. This is my AI Swings layout. It's a custom layout. And any of my open trades, if I click on the ticker, you'll see I've got 4 charts across the top. These are just different time frames, right? This one on the left is a monthly chart, weekly chart, daily, and then an intraday. On 3 of these charts, you can see my open stop loss order. You can see it clearly displayed on the chart with this red line. Now, what's really cool within Trade Ideas is if you want to move your stop loss, maybe you want to trail it up higher, all I need to do is click on it on any one of these charts and drag it up. Check that out. And now my resting stop loss order is right there. And see this P&L figure here, this plus 1,190 bucks? That shows me that if this stop loss were to get hit and executed, that is what my P&L on that trade will be approximately. That doesn't factor in slippage, of course, but that will be my approximate P&L if my stop loss gets hit. Pretty awesome, right? I mean, I bought this thing down here at 31.50. So yeah, we're sitting on a nice win. This is one of my bigger wins, which is great. I don't want my stop loss to be there. I want it to go back to where it was, which was just below the low of the day on May 1st. So I'm going to drag this back down. I'm giving this thing some room. It's earned the right to have some room to work. But it's really cool that you could just drag your stop loss orders. I don't know about you, but I'm a pretty visual guy when it comes to stop loss orders. I'm not looking for precision. I'm just looking to ballpark areas on charts. As a swing trader, of course, this works for swing trading, maybe not so much for an intraday trader. But for a swing trader, I'm just looking to ballpark where my stop loss should be based on obvious chart levels. So if I cycle through all my positions, open positions, you can see, I mean, wow, this band has just really taken off the last few days. I'm going to leave my stop loss order there. I'm tempted to drag it higher just because I hate to give back so much open profit, but I'm going to leave it there right now. It just seems like an obvious place. If I look at this weekly chart, hit some upper resistance here. Maybe I'll drag it up just a little bit, just a scotch. Oh, maybe that's too much. So just above this upper resistance going back a couple months ago, seems like a good spot to have a stop loss order. And so I can just go through all my open positions and just drag stop loss orders where I need to. That one's exactly where I want it. But like I said, I already did this earlier this morning, so most of these stops are exactly where I want them to be. Let's see if anything changed though. Yep, all looks good. Hey Jay, you lost me, but you're back, right? There's something weird going on my internet. It's either my internet or YouTube. I'm not sure, but it keeps popping me out. But you guys are back, so that's good. Larry, do I use trade ideas to help with my options trading? Indirectly, yes. I use trade ideas to, for options trading, I use trade ideas to keep track of my positions. And one of the big things that I use right here, this is my layout that I use all day long. These two alert windows here, my SPY tracker and my all-time highs, are two windows that I pay attention to for options trading. So let me break it down. The all-time highs is, I like to buy stocks that are breaking out to new all-time highs. There haven't been a whole lot of them in the last 2 months, but I like to get into trades and stocks that are making all-time highs. And with options, a lot of times I'll just buy calls, straight calls in a stock making all-time highs, because usually, and this is going to get into some geek talk here when it comes to options, but typically when a stock is making all-time highs, volatility tends to be generally pretty low, which means the cost to buy calls is generally pretty cheap. So you get a lot more bang for your buck on stocks making all-time highs generally. That's not always true, but generally. So I use the all-time highs alert window to give me some ideas for new options trades to get into, definitely. And then the SPY tracker is something I track because I also maintain a ongoing approximately delta neutral credit position in SPY that I'm constantly updating throughout the day, every day. It's a big position that just, I'm constantly updating. And so I just like to know what's going on in SPY. And this SPY tracker that I have is just, check this out. I'll go under the hood here and I'll go to configure. You'll see I got like 1 million alerts set. Let's go here. I'll go to the summary. I've got like every alert available within trade ideas. Why? I don't care about any one of these individually. That's not the point. What I want to do is when there's stuff happening in SPY, whether it's breaking out or breaking down or explosion of volume, when things like that happens, when things get unusual, this SPY tracker will start firing off alerts one after another. And I've got like a little audio alert, a little quiet little ding that just goes off. It's, it's subtle. But all of a sudden, if I hear a lot of dings going off, ding, 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 like that, then I know something's happening. And I may need to go over and check my SPY position, my SPY options position, and see if I need to make any adjustments. So that's how I use trade ideas for options trading. If you're looking for, hardcore options data, you're not going to find it in trade ideas. It's not built for options trading. It's, we don't have any volatility data. You don't have any spreads data. You don't have any, strike specific or expiration specific data. None of that. This isn't built for options trading. It's built for stock trading. But that said, especially if you're making directional bets in options, if you're one of those people, and we have a lot, by the way, we have a lot of those customers, by the way, who, they trade options. Instead of buying stock when they're bullish, they just buy call options. And vice versa, when they're bearish, instead of shorting stock, they're buying puts. And so they use trade ideas to inform them of stocks that are moving. And then they play in with options. Excuse me, got a little frog in my throat here. So Larry, I hope that answered your question. If not, let me know. Looks like the AI is having a good day today. I'm going to click on the Holly AI channel. This shows us all of the AI trades from all 3 Holly channels, all in one bucket. You can see them all right here. Got a number of big winners up in here. VHC. Oh, wow. That's a beauty entry on both an intraday and a daily chart. I mean, this looks like a good swing trade candidate right here. This has got my attention. This is a daily chart. Things breaking out over some resistance. Looks pretty good. And certainly on an intraday chart. I mean, if I was in this, if I bought this breakout here, or when Holly got in at 595, I would definitely be playing for a further breakout above today's highs. Maybe place a stop loss right there below, I don't know, 605, below this pullback low. If we break that, that probably means the move is over. But as long as this level holds, right? Let me put my crosshairs on. So there we go. So as long as we hold this level here, seems like a trade I would try to ride all day. Nice. Let's see what else we got. THO. Kind of a similar chart, right? We have a big breakout at the open, pulled back. And now, I mean, if I'm in this, I'm going to hold this level. As long as we hold this level, I'm going to stay long. We also got some shorts working here. AAIO. Holly got short about an hour ago. That's working pretty nice. I love that setup. Intraday, at least. That's a good setup. LMNX. Very nice. Looks like she sold into the bounce, and it's as long as it's riding this, what is that? Is that a 50-day moving average or 50-period moving average? That's a, yeah, 50-period moving average right here. So as long as the stock stays below that, why not stay short? I like it. Jay, if you're having trouble getting fills, sounds to me like maybe you got some tight restrictions, limit orders. You know, you're putting limit orders out, and the stock moves too fast, and your limit never gets filled. That's going to be tricky for someone who's intraday trading for sure. You might want to be more aggressive and set your limit orders, to pay up a little bit more, just so you don't miss anything. Generally speaking, and by the way, I mean, full disclosure, I don't intraday trade Holly. I use Holly to inform my swing trades. But if I were to intraday trade Holly, I would probably use market orders, because I just want to get in. Because here's what happens if you use limit orders with Holly. If you use limit orders with Holly, yes, you're going to get better fills on the stocks you got filled on, but you're going to take 100% of the losing trades, and you're going to miss a couple of the potentially big winners. And if all you do is miss one trade that turned out to be the big winner of the day, that ruins your whole day, right? You need that big winner. The big winners are what this game is all about. At the end of the day, any kind of trading, whether it's Holly, AI, or anything that you do, you're going to have a lot of small losers and a lot of small winners, at least if you're doing it right. You're going to have a lot of small losers and a lot of small winners, and they're going to offset each other. As long as you don't have the big losers, which if you're following Holly, you're not going to have one because she doesn't take big losers. So as long as you don't have any big losers, you need those big wins to earn all your money, because the small losses and the small winners, they're going to offset each other. They're going to wash themselves out. But those big wins make all the difference. And if you got limit orders in to get in, there's a chance that you're going to miss that big winner that just shoots right out of the gate. As soon as it triggers, that thing's running. That's the trade you want. That's the trade you want to pay up for. So, I don't know. Steve and the guys might disagree with me on that, but I'm thinking if you want in, you got to get in. And I'm using market orders. But that's me. I'm a little bit more comfortable with it. So Jay, the aggressive mode refers to doing re-entries. So there's a feature within Trade Ideas that says, if you get into a stock and get into a trade and you get stopped out, the normal default is that, okay, you're out of the trade. It's done. But let's say a stock triggered. Let's use one of these ones that she got out in as an example. Let's use this. Oh, looks like she did get back in. So check out this Luminix right here. Let me stretch this chart out a little bit. Zoom in a little bit. So this is a perfect example. So Holly got short during this candle right here. Okay, she got short, and as you can see, the thing immediately went against her, and she got stopped out wherever her stop loss was. She got stopped out. But if you have the aggressive, but you can have a feature called re-enter activated. And what re-enter will do is if this thing, after you got stopped out, if it goes back and trades back to that level again, which it did, this blue horizontal line is the level. If it goes back and pierces that level again, it will get you back in. That's what the aggressive mode is for. And if you want to turn that on, the way you do that is you go into, let me open up my Brokers Plus window. You go into your strategies tab. And let's say I got a strategy right here. Actually, no, let's go to the Holly AI, excuse me. So right here, see where it says re-entries enabled? I got checks in the boxes. If I have checks in those boxes, that means I will do what Luminix did here. If I get stopped out, I'll get back in if it goes back to its level. Okay, if I have that turned off, then I won't. So that's what the aggressive means. And by the way, I'm with you. I think a lot of these features are a little confusing. I wish we'd simplify all this stuff. But that's just me talking to myself. No, Jay, the moderate mode is for when you see in the channel bar here, when you see the Holly stats and it says conservative and aggressive. Conservative is, you're taking the exits when Holly gets out of a trade, right? Conservative, that's what conservative is. Moderate means you're holding the trades until the end of the day, regardless of when Holly gets out. You're in it till the end of the day, unless of course your stop loss gets hit. The stop loss will always be honored. And aggressive shows you the re-entries. And what this is showing you, and you just see that this one changed. It was showing aggressive, now it's showing conservative. It's just showing you which mode is currently performing best. And we show you that because, and some of the other guys might have a different opinion on this, but how I can interpret that data when I see that conservative is outperforming. So across the board right now, conservative is outperforming. Conservative mode, which conservative mode means you're taking all of Holly's exits. She's actively exiting trades throughout the day. When conservative across the board is winning, that tells me that we must be in a choppy market and it pays to take profits as soon as possible. It pays to be aggressive with your trades. If you got an open profit, don't let it get away from you. Drag your, trail a stop loss or whatever. And this is a truth not only for Holly trading, but for any trading that you're doing right now. So if you're just an intraday trader and you're not necessarily taking Holly trades, you're doing your own trades, you're doing your own trading, you have your own strategies. This would inform me. If I saw that, I'm like, okay, well, choppy market. I'm not going to let any open profits get too far away from me. If I'm up $100 and then all of a sudden I find myself only up $50 on that trade, I'm going to close it down and get out because that's the type of trading that's paying right now. Conversely, if this was showing that moderate is outperforming or even aggressive, that tells me traders are getting paid to sit on their hands. Okay, so if I find myself in a quick profit, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit on my hands and let that trade play out because according to the data that I'm seeing, trades are trending, profitable trades are trending, and the only way I'm going to turn that $1 winner into a $5 winner is if I let that thing run. And so that's how I interpret this data here. That's how I think of it. I think it's pretty useful for people. Good questions, Mr. J. Corona. For the rest of you, I see a lot of people have joined since we lost some of you in our little technical difficulties. Welcome back. I don't know if it was an internet issue on my side, it might have been, or if it was a YouTube issue, but kept getting kicked off of the the live stream. But we're here now, so welcome back. And any questions you have, I'm here till the top of the hour for another 30 minutes. I'm here to answer questions about the software. Anything you got, I'll do my best to answer. If you don't have any questions, that's cool. Just hang out. Barry will be back on and at the top of the hour, back into the live trading room. And he'll take you out till the close. George, there are no estimates of return percentages with Trade Ideas for a number of reasons. Number one, Trade Ideas gives you the tools to build your own strategies and do your own trading. Building your own watch list to show you all the stocks that meet your parameters for your trading. So it all depending on you and your strategies. So there's a wide variety of performance of people who use Trade Ideas. Now, if you're asking about the AI, again, it's hard for us to tell you a percentage because everybody's risking different amounts of money. I might be comfortable risking $100 per trade, and you might be comfortable risking $1,000 per trade. And that $1,000 may represent 2% of your equity, whereas I'm only willing to risk 1% of my equity. So there's no percentage term I could show you for performance of the AI. All I can tell you is that we launched Holly AI, the original Holly AI, in January of 2016. And if you had done every trade that Holly has done since inception, you would have outperformed the S&P by greater than 3-1 right now. Now, depending on who you are, that's either a fantastic result or it's not worth getting out of bed. If you are somebody who's been invested in a mutual fund for all your life and you're underperforming the S&P, which is pretty typical for most mutual fund investors, well, using AI and outperforming the S&P 3-1 sounds like a fantastic result. Where do I sign up? Meanwhile, I talk to former floor traders all the time, guys that have been in the business a long time like me, who've been actively trading their whole careers. And when I tell them that Holly has outperformed the S&P 3-1 over 4 years, they're like, big deal. I do that in a month. So it depends on who you are and what your frame of reference is. But for most people, I think Holly is a great option. But more than that, it's not about putting Holly on auto trade and just sitting back and collecting money. That's not really what Holly's about. Yes, you can do that, and that's a great feature for those who want it. But really, the promise and the benefit of Holly is that you are having trades served up to you from strategies that have demonstrated a viable edge, strategies that have been back tested and re-optimized to work in the current market environment. You're getting served up these trades that have an edge. Does that mean every trade's going to be a winner? No, of course not. But if you do enough of them over time, the odds will play out in your favor and you should be profitable. Now, there's a million variables that come into play here, right? Like how you're doing your position sizing, how frequently are you trading? Are you only doing long trades? Are you only doing short trades? There's too many variables to even consider. But the fact of the matter is every trade that comes through Holly is a trade that came from a strategy that has a demonstrable edge. And if you do enough of those trades over time, that edge should play out in your favor. And that's really the only way any trader can earn the edge is by executing against that edge as often as possible. That's true in options trading, that's true in futures trading, and that's definitely true in stock trading. It's true in all trading. And so, George, Trade Ideas does not have options data. I answered this question for somebody else earlier. Bummer you weren't here for that. But Trade Ideas is built for stock trading. Now, options traders definitely use Trade Ideas to inform directional bets that they want to put on. So, if you get a trigger that eBay's making a new all-time high, well, you might want to go throw on a long call position in eBay. So options traders definitely use Trade Ideas to get signal, to get into trades. But you're not going to get any kind of hardcore options data here. You're not going to see any spread information. You're not going to see monthly expirations. You're not going to see strike-specific pricing. You're not going to see volatility info. I mean, none of that stuff. We're not built for options trading. But if you are somebody who likes to make directional bets with options trades, either buying calls or buying puts, really keeping it simple, Trade Ideas, of course, can help you with that. Trade Ideas will direct you into the stocks that are moving, and those are the stocks you'll want to buy calls in or buy puts in. Mike C., you must be talking about a different Sean, because I don't know who that guy is. You're welcome, George. Thanks for hanging out. And I don't know if you're a first timer here, but we do these every trading day at noon Eastern, live Q&A. And it's not always me. It cycles between me and Steve Gomez and Jamie Hodge and Michael Noss, and soon Andy Lindelof will be getting back in the mix. So every day it's a different voice. Every day it's a different perspective. So come on back any day, any trading day. Obviously, if it's the market holiday, we're not going to be open, and we're not open on the weekends. But whenever the market's open, noon Eastern, bookmark this link, this YouTube link that you're at right now. Just go ahead and bookmark it. And it's so easy. All you get one click and you're here. I've got it set in my browser. I got a Google Chrome browser. I got all my most used bookmarks right at the top of my browser. I got my Trade Ideas live support button there. I just click on it and boom, I'm in. You guys can do that too. It's really great. All right, George, you bookmarked it. Super. And by the way, not only do we broadcast the live Q&A on this channel every day at noon Eastern, but for the rest of the trading day while the market's open, you'll see the live trading room that we have, the free live trading room hosted by Barry Einerson. He'll be on the rest of the day. And this is a guy you can watch. He's a real trader, trading with real money using Trade Ideas software. He's a great guy to just kind of look over the shoulder and see how he's doing, see how he's thinking through trades. And you know, he takes questions, he answers as many as he can. But basically from half hour before the market opens up until about a half hour before the market closes. So what is that, 7 hours all day? Live content right there on our YouTube channel. So definitely hang out. Bookmark that link, which you did. But for the rest of you, bookmark the link and come on back any day. Mike, let's see. Threw a ticker in there, ENPH. Oh, I like that. That's a nice setup. I mean, on a daily chart, I mean, this is a choppy area right here that you're looking at, right? And we're kind of coming right into the middle of that. Ideally, as a swing trader, I'd like to see this thing kind of go sideways for a little bit. You know, this wouldn't form a classic cup and handle pattern, but if this thing did trade sideways for a few days and then pop out on high volume, definitely a trade that I would be all over. Good eye. But on an intraday perspective, I don't know what your time frame is, but on intraday, I mean, this certainly looks like the stock has potential for another pop heading into the close as long as the market cooperates. Why not make another run for $58 or higher? I like that setup a lot. And where that smart stop is showing right now, I mean, that's exactly where I would place my stop loss if I got into this trade intraday. All right. So folks, I got about 20 more minutes to answer questions. So come on in, throw your questions in the questions panel, and I'll do my best to answer it. I understand there's somebody coming in here soon who has some questions about the swing channel. So I'll load that up real quick, and hopefully, I don't know what the person's name is who's coming in, but when you get here, let me know. Let's go to the swing trade channel. There it is, Swing Ideas. What is going on with FTech? I don't know what's going on with FTech. That's out of my purview. I don't trade penny stocks. But yeah, big volume breakout today. I'm sure there's some news that came out. I'm sure there's a pumper who's happy. But yeah, I don't trade those stocks. I got no color to offer you there, Don. Sorry. But if you are trading that thing, here's an intraday chart. It's trading around 101 right now. I mean, if you were wanting to get long, why not? Get long, place a stop around, I don't know, 90 cents, 89 cents, and let it ride. Maybe we'll get another push higher. If so, you might see a huge profit in that. Because look, I mean, if this thing, we're at $1 right now. If this thing makes another run at its intraday high, 50 cents, that's a 50% profit intraday. Are you kidding me? Now, I don't say you go throw your whole portfolio into that trade, but you know, why not take a shot with 100 shares or a couple hundred shares and see what happens? Corona, let me see. I think we just made some changes to Channel 4, didn't we? I know we're talking about it. Now, Jay, are you talking about these? You're not talking about these windows here, the compare count windows, right? You're probably talking about this row, the Go Fishing. I mean, really, Channel 4 doesn't compare to any other channel because this is not a channel for trading on. This is just a database of popular scans that our customers often ask for, that the guys here at Trade Ideas over the years have built, and people commonly ask us for them. So instead of coming into sending us an email or a live chat and asking for it, you can just go to Channel 4 and find them. If there's anything you're specifically looking for, like say a bull flag daily setup or this one right here, all you do is just right click, save or share to cloud. There's the name, bull flag daily setup. I'm just going to clean out the numbers. I don't care about the numbers. And now I've saved it. I'm sorry, I've got the name there. And then I just go ahead and hit save. And now I've got this that window, that daily bull flag. I have it saved in my cloud. And then if I want to just import that to one of my layouts, I just go over to say I click on one of my layouts. Here's my layout, very cleverly named. And if I want to import that into some of my open blue space here, I just click on my cloud in my channel bar, and I'll find it right there. The thing I just most recently saved, bull flag daily setup. Just highlight it, hit load, and here it loads up on my screen. I can stretch it out. I could leave it right there, and then if I want that to be there permanently, I just make sure I save my layout with the changes, and then this will always be there. So that's really what Channel 4 is for. Just for, it's a repository of popular scans and alerts that our people often request. Okay, Walter, what do you expect to see before you buy swing trades? Well, Walter, that's there's no right answer to that. I can tell you what I like. I'll go to my AI Swings channel because when I do trade stocks, I do like to swing trade. And what I like to do, and there's a lot of different schools of thought on this, and there's no right way to do it. So don't take what I say to be gospel, okay? I'm just gonna tell you what I do. So I'm cycling through some trades. Okay, so here's QTS. Across the top here, I've got 4 different charts on 4 different time frames. It's the same ticker, but 4 different time frames. So starting at the left, I've got a monthly chart. This is a weekly chart. This is a daily chart, and this is a 5-minute chart. So I'm zooming in from left to right, okay? When I'm considering putting on swing trades, I pay most attention to these first 2 charts, the bigger picture. I'm looking at the monthly chart and I'm looking at the weekly chart. What I want to see is I want to see a definite uptrend in a monthly chart and in a weekly chart. Now, clearly on a monthly chart, this is a major uptrend going back to January of last year, and we are above all-time highs. On a weekly chart, it gets a little dicier, but I mean, what chart doesn't look like this these days? Every chart got crushed in March, so you're going to see a lot of down spugs like that, but it reasserted itself and it regained that long-term trend. So for me, looking for swing trades, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a definite upward trend in a monthly or a weekly chart. I typically, for swing trading, I typically trade from the long side. That's just a personal preference. I have nothing against the short side. I just like the theoretically unlimited possibility of gains, or the possibility of theoretically unlimited gains on a long trade. You know, I can make 100% gain, a 200% gain on a long trade. Every once in a while, that happens. Whereas a short trade, the most I can make is 100% of my capital, and that's if the stock goes to zero. And what are the chances of that? Probably pretty low. So I prefer to trade from alongside, and that's what I look for, Walter. I want to see stocks in longer term uptrends. I'm not so concerned about the daily and intraday chart. I mean, I use that to inform my decision more the daily than the 5-minute. But yeah, I want a longer term trend. The trend is your friend. Dexter, you signed up for the test drive. Awesome. Welcome. You will have access after the market closes today. Now, I'm not saying precisely after the market closes. I'm not saying it's going to happen at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm not exactly sure what time, but at some point this evening after the market closes, you will have access to the software. And if you haven't already, you just need to go to our website and download the software. So if you go to, in fact, I'll pull it up. Let's go to tradeIdeas.com. So if I go to TradeIdeas.com, my computer seems to load websites a lot slower when I'm sharing my screen, so I apologize. But if you go to trade-ideas.com, right there on our main page, the first thing you see is download software. That's where you go ahead and download the software. Now, again, you could download it now, but you won't be able to log in because you don't, your account is not active yet, Dexter. So just be patient. In fact, I mean, if just wait till after the market closes today, then go ahead and download the software and you'll be able to log in and you're ready to go. And welcome. I hope you enjoy the test drive. I hope you kick the tires. You have 2 full weeks to really give it all you got and see if Trade Ideas can be helpful for you. I think it will. I'm biased, of course, but I think it will. Walter, do I have any scans that I can share for swing trades? Well, Walter, I don't. Well, that's not entirely true. There's 2 things I look for in swing trades, and I talked a little bit about this earlier. Let me go to my layout real quick. I look at 2 things for swing trades. I like to trade stocks that are making all-time highs. I apologize for those of you who heard me riff on this a few minutes ago. But for me, I love to buy stocks making new all-time highs. It's blue skies ahead. There's no upside resistance. There aren't any bag holders who are just waiting to get even on a stock that they bought, months ago and were sitting on losses for the last 4 months. And as soon as they get up to their price, they're going to get out. There's none of that on a stock that's making a new all-time high. So I've got an all-time high alert window here in the bottom right of my corner that I keep open all the time. It just shows me stocks making new all-time highs. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to trade it. But I definitely like to do trades from this window from time to time. And this one right here looks like a great stock to trade. So for swing trades, love to get into stocks making all-time highs. But the other thing that I do, and I do this a lot, is I've got a custom channel here called AI Swing. This is a channel that I've built. Okay, it's one of my own custom layouts. And this shows me, in this window here, this shows me all of the trades that the Holly AI got into today. Now, why do I like the Holly AI trades? Well, first of all, I'm going to ignore all the short positions she got into today. I'm only looking at the long trades. Now, I'll start cycling through all these long trades that Holly got into today and trying to see if I see a chart that I like. So let's click through a few of these and see if I could find one to use as a good example. Okay, so we were talking about QTS before, so let's use this one. This is a stock I will trade. Now, I already talked about why I love this setup as a swing trade. I love that the monthly chart and the weekly chart are in definite and clear uptrends. That's number one. But additionally, and this is the thing that I can only get from Trade Ideas, which I think is pretty cool, is when the Holly AI has identified a trade and gotten into it, what that means is that Holly has identified an edge, a catalyst that has gotten her into that gotten her into the trade. And that catalyst has the potential to move a stock, if I'm lucky, for several days or several weeks. Does it always work out that way? Of course not. But the edge or the catalyst that Holly identified, it could be something like a stock exploding on huge volume, or a stock crossing a key moving average, or a key VWAP line, or a key reversal. Whatever it is that Holly identified that caught her attention in the first place. I'm repeating myself, but that catalyst has the potential to move the stock for several days or several weeks. So I know that because Holly's in that trade, that's just a little bit of an edge that can help me be a tailwind in a trade that I'm getting into. And as we mentioned at the top of this call, anytime you have an edge, the best way to achieve the long-term, the best way to achieve that edge over the long term is to execute against it as often as possible. So I love taking Holly trades as swing trades because there's just a little bit of an extra push, a little bit of mustard on that may be an edge that can play out for me in my favor. So Walter, Holly AI definitely informs my swing trades. It's where I get the majority of my swing trade ideas from. And then, of course, like I mentioned earlier, I like to trade stocks making new all-time highs. Those are my preferences. Steve and Andy and Jamie and Mike, they probably feel differently about how they do their swing trades. And there's no one right way to do it, okay? There's no one right way. There's only the right way that makes sense for you, and that's what makes sense for me. Yes, sir, Jay Corona, I am in Colorado. I am in Colorado, high up in the mountains. Walter, you're welcome. Good questions. Thanks for coming in and asking questions. Dexter, if you already downloaded the software, you'll be good to go for the test drive. There's nothing you need to do to set up. All these, you can see here this channel bar along the left. You can see on my screen. All of these channel buttons, these are all pre-configured layouts for you to use. Okay, so you just click on any one of these channels. Let's say the Alpha Predator channel. It'll load a pre-configured layout. These are great layouts to get you started, okay? And every one of these channels, spend time on them and see if there's any top lists or alert windows that are sending you trade ideas or giving you ideas for trades that resonate with you, and you can use them. And you could use them to create your own layouts, because ultimately, at the end of the day, you're going to want to have your own layout. You're going to want to have your own layout that has just the things that you find necessary and none of the things that you don't. Trading's hard enough. We got to have our focus, right? So I only want to have a layout that has the things that I need. So these channels are great because let's say I'm on this Alpha Predator channel and I've been watching this multi-strategy window here showing me real-time alerts. Stocks coming through like, oh, look, alerted me to this VTIQ. Wow, that's a great intraday setup. Those are the types of trades I like to trade. Well, if you're watching this window for any length of time and you like it, instead of recreating the wheel and building this alert window or this multi-strategy window from scratch on your own layout, you could just save this to the cloud and copy it and then upload it on your own layout. I kind of showed this before when we were on the channel bar or the channel 4. But if you like this M window, just go ahead and right-click in it, go to Save or Share to Cloud. And by the way, every Trade Ideas account comes with a free cloud account, even the test drivers. You'll have a cloud account. So go here. There's the name, Alpha Predator Stream. I'll hit Save, and that is now in my cloud. And now if I go and open up one of the custom layouts I've built, I've got 3 custom layouts right here. We'll open up my AI Swings one. Minimize my Brokerage Plus window because it's taking up space. Now if I wanted to bring that M window that I just saved from that other channel here into my layout, I just click on the My Cloud button right here in my channel bar. Shows me all the things I've got saved in the cloud. Before I launch it, by the way, well, right here at the top, you'll see the thing I just saved, right? There's the Alpha Predator Stream. But before I launch that, look at this. If I scroll through, you'll see every alert window and layout and multi-strategy window and chart that I've saved going back for years. I mean, some of these go back to 2017, right? Everything I save in this cloud, nothing will ever be lost unless I actively delete it. Like I can go ahead and delete something, right? If I highlight it and click delete, now that one's gone, right? But if I don't do that, if I don't actively delete it, everything that I save will always be available in my cloud, and I could open it at any time from anywhere to do anything. So Alpha Predator is one we just saved from that other channel just a moment ago. It's right there at the top. I'll highlight it, I'll hit load, and look at that. Now it opens here on my layout. Pretty easy. That's really the benefit of the channels, is just, instead of recreating the wheel, you could find things that you like from each channel and build them, bring them into your own layouts. Cool, Dexter, I'm glad you like that. Damien, good question about the